Alright, I think I'm back now. Oh. Okay. Back to this. Okay. So the entity is just a std vector of unsigned ints. Components. Go to the next one. Alright. I still allegedly have one viewer. No. Okay. Oh, wait. Actually, I need to be below here, I believe. Because this is actually not a standard vector, it is actually an array. Signed int components of component count. Yeah, that's the way that it needs to be. Yeah, components count. Class systems count. I guess all that should be static. It's not. It's like implicitly static. It's just static here because I have a thing that's holding it. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, I feel like there's a few things that I want to change up on my overlays. I'll do that later. Okay. So that is what that is going to be. And then why is this mad? Some stack is uninitialized, always initialize the member variable. Yeah. It's Swing stack equals initialize this stuff anyway. Uh, 1024. Oh, I guess that works. Wait. Right, how do I... Initialize array C++. My array equals new. Second, my array 10. My array equals how this work? How are you? The new. Must be a modifiable L value. Okay, C++ initialize array in constructor. Okay, folks, this file. Okay. 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 Char food, hello. Okay. 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 Let's see what this has to say. Oh, it has nothing to say. Okay, let's see here. C++ initializing array within constructor of class. With parameterized, and I don't really care about that. I just want to. Let's test. Void add, okay, int object. That doesn't help me. Again, that doesn't help me. I don't care. Log out. Interesting. I don't know if I like that though. Ugh. No, I'm just gonna leave it alone until it breaks to the point that until I need to actually care about it. Alright, that's fine. I'll just keep that as is. Entity invalid base class. What? Why? I should probably do that. Invalid base class? What the hell does that mean? Okay, you're dumb. Okay, C++ invalid base class. Without specifying size as a member of a class. Not valid to define an array without specifying its size as a member of the class. C++ needs to know the size of a class instance in advance. Fix the size of the array in the class definition or use a pointer to allocate it on the heap or use a vector string instead of array. So I need to. Okay, C++. Well, it didn't take long. Initialize int in constructor. Okay, that should be close enough. Yeah, that's fine. Well, whatever. I don't care. Right, equals Oh, actually, that's one thing that I should probably do. Okay, let's see. So I think in order to do this properly, I'm gonna have to say in the entity. Right, ng. Oh yeah, it doesn't have a constructor. Right, because in the Foxfire engine, I'm gonna have to do here the entity. This is scene stack. Oh wait, oh no, it is in. Oh, but scene game scene stack. Wait, the entity. Entity. I don't. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Entity is having that in the entity. It is the. Okay, so the scene stack is fine, except it's not, because in here it will be the scene before int I equals 0, I less than 1024, I plus plus. It is scene stack at index I is equal to null pointer. There we go. I'll be clear. There we go. Perfect. Oi. Oi, oi, oi. There we go. And then in the entity, okay. Entity, and this is for int I equals 0, I less than component count I plus plus. There's a little bit of Carmackian abusive syntax. What we can say is components at index I is equal to not 0. Yeah, that's fine. This is currently what is it? Vestigial, or there's a word I'm thinking about, right? What I can do is say text. There we go. Degenerate. That's it. That was a degenerate for loop. So that's fine. So now game is fine, which means now entity should be fine. And it is. Perfect. And then it needs to be like that. Alright, so now it is a degenerate, which means that the entity will be this add add component components text. And this is also I need to add that in because I want to add, yeah, because I want the entity to hold on to that. So I'll have the template class T, and then this is void add. That's all I need to do for that, which is fine. And here I will say entity add, well, templates class T. I think I need to actually templatize. Well, I don't think I do. So I could probably do that. And then entity add and then here it is the and saying no longer matches that's what it okay. And then I will say it's fine. It would be a lot better if, well, I mean, because I could do that. Alright, because then that'll work. Explicit type is missing, int is assumed. And this is still, oh, that's what I was doing wrong. Okay, I forgot to put it up as void at first. Yay! So I'm a genius. Okay, that's fine. So, when doing all that, okay. So the entity add components. I think actually I'm just going to say that this is actually just going to be an integer. Yeah, that'll be better because then, oof. It's okay. Okay. That's okay. That's fine. Because it'd be really nice to be able to, like, specify this with whatchamacallit. Yeah. I think because like both of these are enums which evaluate to integers. Um, Yeah, I feel like it'll be... Yeah, I think it'll be better if I just say ints. And then here, I cast this as an int. Void add da, 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 da. Oh, but when I use it, I should be able to. Okay. Because if I declare it in here, then it will mandate that it is a component of the enums themselves. Which does make error correction and things like that a little bit more difficult, but I think it should be fine. Yeah, this is definitely an indie engine, that's for sure. Yeah, it's an indie engine. In Earth, definitely an indie engine. It'll be okay. There's just a lot of jank in everything, so I think it'll be fine. Okay, let's see here. Okay. So when I add the component, how is it gonna work? So it could be a map. Well, I mean, it could just be an array of pairs. One being, well, I mean, it could just be an array of vectors. Because then you would have right, because like at first because I am going to have to create the data pile sooner rather than later. But I also don't need it right now. Just for testing, I don't absolutely require it. I will need it though. What was the... Oh, it was that. Okay. So if I'm going to... I'm gonna add... Yeah, because I'd have to say... And also, how many entities am I going to want to hold? Right? Like, how much memory am I going to allocate? Because how big it needs to be is going to be rather interesting. Because also, like, how I'm going to allow the container to grow will be interesting when I get to that point too. So I am going to have to be very cognizant of those containers. But for the most part, I feel yeah, that's gonna be, oh, that's gonna be fun. Okay, I'm just gonna do it wrong until it bites me in the ass and then fix it later. I think that's how I'm gonna do that. So, component. Then I guess here it will be but how would I how would I? That's the real question. I'm gonna make this a vector. Oh, bloody hell. Because I could do void pointers. I could do like an array of void pointers. And then cast it when I need it. Do a reinterpretation cast. Cast it to the type of pointer. Because it is a void pointer. So I need to be able to go from whatever it is, and also on top of that there will be certain things, like I want to add the component of, like, say, position. I want to be able to set that position to something in particular. Right. Which means I might actually want to change how the add thing works. Because what if I do int k, right? And then in, oh, but that's gonna be rough. because then everything will be different. I would have to do it for every component. I have to create an entirely new thing. Huh. I might be able to do... Huh. That's a little strange. Right, because then how do I initialize stuff? Because yeah, sure, I can add like I can then I could just add on, like say I want to add a position. I would have to be able to pass in different arguments. Right. Or like say text. I don't want to be able to pass in text. So, because if I do it this way, then I will have to make a new specialized add function for every single one of them, and a lot of this is going to be copy pasted. But only kind of? Okay, add component. I want it to look like that. I want the template to be class K. Okay. And I have add that. Cool. And I have add component. Cool. What happens when you add the component? Well, for one, you need to have an int. I, and then you need to have what? Another template? Right. Class U. And then it'll be U unit. Int ID U unit, right? Because then it would be int ID and then U unit. right? Or is this gonna have to be like that? God damn it. Why can't I do partials, huh? Why can't I do partial specifications? Okay, C++. Templated function partial specializations. Partial template specialization. Class T int I. Oh, but I want it to be a function. I don't want it to be a class, I want it to be a function. Function templates, partial specialization in C++. Okay. This is obnoxious. I would like to force you into dark mode, please. I asked you, readers fluent C++, and then post covering da. Function specialized just overload. And think about it, template function specialization comes down to picking the right implementation for a given type, and the resolution occurs at compile time. So picking the right function for a given type of argument, and the resolution also occurs at compile time. Template. Avoid F. T consts. Body of F. Okay, that's fine. Void. And simply overload. It's away. Tightening T. Okay. Template tightening T. F, okay. Template type name. Okay. Oh, okay. Nothing is... Create type T. I don't understand it. But what happens? Okay. Template type name T, template void F. Int pointer calls number 3, that's... That calls 2? Why would that call number 2? Ugh. Ugh. Templates, partial specialization, but I want it to be a function that does it. Right? Right. Bloody hell. Because I want to have... I just want to be able to specify that it is a component. And I want to specify because I can't. Can you do partial? Because how would I do that though? I mean, I could just pass in a void pointer to whatever it is that I need it to be. But I'm also not entirely sure if that's what I want to do. Because again, I want the information itself to be as contiguous as possible. Right, so I have the location of the real information, right? Oh! But what if I do this add component equals text equals, you know, something like this is a test, right? Because then first time chat, best dev code dear. Yeah, CPP development is very much just deep in research. That's pretty much all that you do when you do C++. Because I might be able to say dereference this, right? Because I might be able to dereference what it is that I get while adding, because then it could return a void pointer, in which case actually no, I don't want that there, I want that after. I want it to be a void pointer, and then here it will be a void pointer, and then it would type name, so I can have, what is it that I want to do? Oh, just be in it. Alright. So I don't need the type name U. I don't need that. And then I would do also, how's your day, best dev coder? How are you doing today? Class K. I can do that. Alright, and this way I can have specialization, in which case I can do all these things. So I can do things like add da 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 equals blah da blah da blah da blah. Right? To a complete object type. Ah, okay. So I dereference it. But what I want to do is dereference a cast of std string pointer. Right? Yeah. What else? It just smiley text. I love seeing C++ programmer. Cool, cool. Where are you from, by the way? Just out of curiosity. It seems that there is a significant probability that you're not from where I am. Yeah, I like C. I like C++. I like C# a little bit more. Oh, France. Well, hello from France, and hello from Texas. I live in Texas. From across the pond. It's very early in the morning for me. It's very dark outside and cold. Awesome to know that I have a French viewer. That's great. Some international stuff. Yeah, I like C++, and yes, I am from Texas. From like in the middle. There's only 1,400 people here. Like the whole town is maybe a kilometer, if that, across. It's very small. Yeah, there's like preschools with more kids in it than people that live here. Like, it's really bad. It's really tiny. Let's see. String. You want to live in America? It's something. It is something. I would say go for the Midwest. Like Wyoming. What do you mean I'm so bad? And just my inability to have an entertaining stream while I'm programming and bashing my skull against C++ being C++. I mean, I am a crazy person who hates themselves, so, you know, there is that. So I would want to return the address of the yeah, I want to return the address. Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, it's Texas. If you they hand you a they hand you a revolver just for showing up to the state. Oh, and a Ford F-150. Yeah, you forget about the truck. Although I'm personally not super gun loving and all that stuff. I mean, it is what it is. It's whatever. I just feel like firearm education is more important than actually restricting firearms themselves. Especially with a country as large as America. And how much hunting is a very big part economically, especially in the area that I live. Around here, a lot of people go hunting, and it is a very strong part of their livelihood, both economically and just for food. A lot of people around here hunt for food. And they also sell their catch and all that stuff too. So it is a pretty big deal around here. And bad guy in state does are very dangerous. No, no, not really. I mean, if everyone has guns, then most people don't want to mess with people. When, you know, 3 out of 4 people you run into has a gun on them. It's not very smart to piss people off out here. Hmm? Yeah, here soon. Soon. I want to implement a few things. I want to get some good progress. Alright, so I know. I love you. I'm sorry. Mar, I will be. I'm in the middle of something. Oh, keep interrupting me. Okay, so the component. Thank you for the follow. Where was I at? Low class int unsigned int components count. So I will need to do the once it's that, then I need the. So first, what do I need to do? The component. I could have multiple different components. Okay, so I will have an array of void pointers comps, and that will be count. Well, I mean, I guess it would be okay. Why American people love France? I don't really know. A lot of people like France just because of how beautiful the countryside is and all that stuff. It's very romanticized here in the States, I feel like. I'm sure there's aspects of America that's kind of romanticized by a lot of people in France too. I'm sure California is probably a big talking point in France, given that it looks very similar. The wine in California is very highly rated. I know that much. I don't really know. I know that a lot of French people don't appreciate Americans in France, but our tourists are kind of some of the rudest people on the face of the planet, which is disappointing. And I'd love it if we would work on ourselves to change that. It's very disappointing to hear horror stories of other countries saying how rude we are in their countries. It'd be nice to change that stigma. Alright, so add wood pointer comps. Cool. So, I mean, that's fine. I don't really care. But, I mean, I know that back in the day it's probably a lot worse before than it is now. At least I hope that a lot of Americans have matured and are more respectful in other countries. At least I hope so. So the first thing to do is that component comps at index, what is it? ID is non-static member reference must be, oh, that needs to be static. Static comps. Let's save that. Is equal to, oh, but what type is it? Oh, well, that's a problem. Because I need to be able to that's a problem. Might have to have an initializer method? Oh boy. Oh, okay. That's good to hear that France likes Americans. That's good to hear. I've heard a lot of from what I've heard that a lot of people don't like Americans in their country. So I'm glad to hear that. That's a falsehood. And that's not something that's very accurate anymore. I can't. What would I do? So I can't just say. I would have to know the type of the component. How would I do this though? How would I be able to? Because I want to be able to declare component. Right. Because there's not going to be a way to specify between component and systems. Unless I just have an overload. Now I could So, I mean, like, it could be overloaded, and then I could pass in the type that it is. Like, I could pass in std string instead. And then in that case, it would be that's good. I'm glad to hear that. That's not as bad as I had once thought. Scene add entity add. It'd be a void pointer add and then class K. I mean, I might do what yeah, int ID. And then in here it is actually just class K, and then in here it'd be add here. Yeah, I feel like a lot of Americans feel that the American dream is pretty much dead, though. It can be very difficult to get your footing on, up and going. Although many people pull it off, so maybe it's just a lot of us don't see it. Components comps ID is equal. Well, comps ID. I mean, I could dereference and cast this to. I would cast this as a K pointer. Alright. And then I would say dot but that is I have it as a bunch of pointers, then it kind of defeats the whole point of all data being stored in one location. But the actual list itself, what's going on here? More for pleasure. I'm not hired by anyone. This isn't my job. I want it to be, though. So the entity of components is assigned in. Wait, why is okay? That's that. That's fine. Components, comps. This is void pointers, and this is as long as a thing. So it would be array is holding pointers to a bunch of like templatized things. Okay. It's TD vector. I know that they are all going to be vectors. Type K. And I can do push back. Oh, wait. Right. Yeah, CPP is, it's something. That's for sure. So I need to treat whatever is here vector, and I need to push back something. And then here I need to get, so I need to push back nothing. I need to get the, so comps, what's going on here? Okay, so the entity, void add components. So components at index treat. I want to dereference, treat it as std vector k. Cast that, and then it'd be comps at id dot count. Do you believe? Count. Wait. No. The components at id is equal to that, right? C++ length std vector size. Okay, helps if I actually do it. Size. That tells me how long the thing is. So that does that, that does that, that pushes it back, that increases the size, that increases the location of the head, does all those things. All these things are going to be changed differently when I change everything over to my particular data type. That should be fine. Build a solution. And hopefully nothing breaks. Something probably will. One succeeded, one failed. Unresolved external symbol. And class component. Okay, that's fine. Because I can do std string. And then build it again, because it's no longer a component. I'm changing how it behaves. And it's still unable to work. Yeah, because I want to cast out the thing. I mean, I could. Instead of doing that, what I could do instead, do std vector k pointer return. I think that would be better. Add that doesn't exist. And here it will be k pointer add. Then it would be return the it's the address of component. I'll be done here in a moment, love. ID dot size. These are no longer void because I could just do that, right? No, because I can't do that. Right, because I can't. I don't think I can do that anymore. Someone's gonna instantly out. That's the entity. Where is it? It is components. This is a void. So I do need to be a modifiable L value. Yeah, there's that. Which means that what is it? Declaration is incompatible with entity add. K pointer entity add. Yeah, it's not returning a vector of type K, it is returning a pointer of type K. Let's see, what else is broken? That's that. Okay, more broken crap. More stuff is broken. Just recipe. There's that. Alright. Well, I feel like I'm just burning brain cells, so I'm gonna end the stream here. Thank you for stopping by. And I'll see y'all in a couple of days. Hope you enjoyed.